Souter said in a podcast the other day. I was listening to one of them. I can't remember. I typed it down, and it said, it was Rob. It was 100% Rob Gray. He was talking to somebody, and he said, because a lot of the time, on almost all his podcasts, he kind of goes over a basic equal. That way people, if it's the first time, they understand. And he was just, and I like these little key, just one-liners that, simplify it for people. So, somebody watching this who hasn't never heard of it, it's their first video, just something simple of the ecological approach. We're creating problem-solving athletes. Being successful, this is what he said, being successful is not repeating a solution. It's repeating the outcome with different solutions. That's what being successful in any movement problem is. You could say it's successful to jump stop at the front of the rim, up fake, and go up every time. That's not successful until the outcome happens in the live environment. And one of the biggest, once Josh first told us about this stuff, the one thing that stuck with me is he was like, and Rob said it somewhere in some book or some podcast, something said, learning a skill and technique are different, but learning a technique, we'll just say skill, learning a skill in a static environment has to be relearned in the live environment. So why not just skip to the live environment? Why are we segmenting it, taking away how representative it is of the environment, letting them do it static, and then saying, okay, now do it now, even though doing it now with a defender or with a jiu-jitsu player of live resistance, they're doing something it's crazy, because that's the deal of I get the pushback, especially in the basketball world, right? And this is not pushback. And I said this before the camera was on. We were saying if not agreeing with the ecological approach isn't your opinion versus my opinion. It's you don't have enough information. It's not opinion, but it's just factually, how many studies, even in just Rob's book, how many reference studies has he shown? And it's as simple as that. It's not that we're any better. It's just that we've been fortunate enough to find the information through Josh. That's agreed. What's worked, because the pushback I get as a basketball guy is, what about Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan said, and I quote, close to a quote, I'll, try. You can't learn, you got to be good at the fundamentals. You got to be good, he was big on that. You got to be good at Steph Curry, you got to be good at the fundamentals before you do all the crazy stuff. And my pushback to that, and me and Josh agree on this, is Michael Jordan good because he dribbled against a cone, or because he's been hooping since junior high in the backyard with dudes 5-on-5 nonstop, one-on-one basketball playing? My argument would be Michael Jordan would be the same he was, if not better, if he had an ecological approach to his game. You can't tell me, and even Gordon Ryan, absolutely, and it's like Kobe, he was known for being there before everybody getting shots up, right? Getting shots up, and I'm all for getting. Yeah, and I'm all for, and I think shooting with nobody on you is good for confidence. You got to have
that's what drilling is.
perception.
I've done this so many times, I believe I can do it.
That's fine, but here's the problem. Here's my deal as a coach, right? Are you going to let your kids shoot around? If there's nobody else in the gym and it's only you, go get shots up. But if you have a buddy in the gym, you're getting shots up with the defender closing, you're having to make a decision.
It's always going to be better.
And that's the deal of the greatest jiu-jitsu player of all time, Gordon Ryan, right? No-gi, greatest of all time, undisputed. He sells instructionals, right? And Josh stands by this. I don't want to misquote him if I'm wrong, but he says there's no way Gordon Ryan is drilling for as long as he says he's drilling. And it shows in their, how much drilling do they do in their practices when Flo goes and watches them? A lot of it's situational stuff, right? So you can.
When I was there, their whole class was pretty much situational.
Yeah. And here's the deal: is even before we found this approach, what was Josh's classes at Fridays when we were over at the other gym? Almost all situational. That was before he even found ecological dynamics. And that's what I tell when I explain to people our, progress through, because we've been here for it all. You've been here longer, but once Josh, I was here almost right when Josh started coaching, a couple months after, we did technique, drilling technique, situational sparring, and then roll, which a lot of gyms are just technique, roll. We did technique, situational sparring of trying to look for that technique, and then rolling. And then once he found the ecological, we kind of stopped doing drilling really at all, we would still hyper focus our attention on those techniques in the situations and then roll. And then it was like, then he got into it, and it was like, okay, dude, we've been doing this wrong. Like, yeah, we've been kind of doing it, but we're going all the way. But I don't know.
there's your rounds for the day. That was also Eli and I just talking about basketball and the ecological approach. I know he's done a lot of research on, basically he reads everything Josh gives us to read, and he understands it well and is putting it into practice in basketball. So I thought it'd be cool to have him talking. I like getting everybody's perspective. If they want to sit down and do a little interview at the gym, then I'll play them over the rolls. It's kind of like a little bonus. So there's today. It's late. It's 10:30 right now. I had my acting class. It is Thursday, right? Yeah, so tomorrow's Friday. So tomorrow when I wake up, it'll be a week out from the Open. Which means I need to start thinking about this water cut. I should probably start pounding more water. Like right now I'm easily averaging a gallon, like easily. Probably could use more than a gallon. So I need to bump that up to like 2.5, so my body gets used to cycling. Because right now it's kind of just using all that water. I weighed 192, a couple hours ago. We'll see. I'll probably wake up around. I don't know what I need to weigh myself again. I'll probably weigh up around 192, 190 when I wake up. That's what I've been weighing. If I'm heavier than that, then I need to probably think about scaling down my diet this week. But other than that, I've been on a pretty steady state of losing, so I think I'm doing good. And it's going to be a busy weekend. Hopefully I can find some training on Saturday. Definitely training on Sunday. Yeah, I need to get down to 183 this week. We're going to take a van to the Open. So we're renting a 7-passenger van, like a minivan or something. And we're all just going to ride out there together as a team. That'll be fun. I'll definitely film a lot of that. And I looked in my bracket, so I didn't recognize really anybody in the bracket. I'm doing the professional division at 83 kilos. Like I saw Ethan Krellingston's in it. I saw Oliver Taz's in it. I didn't really pay attention too much, but both of them are lighter than me, so I'm not gonna like go against them. I saw Adam Bradley was in the under 100 or something, which I didn't realize he was that big. Or maybe it was under 90. Anyways, but I did recognize some of the guys that are in the division I'm in. I've trained with at Henzo's, not New Wave, not at is it Roca? Not at Roca, but at the Henzo's in Austin. I recognized 3 people that I would go with while I lived in my van in Austin for like a few months, and then did jiu-jitsu out there, and I recognized 3 people that were in those classes with me every day. So it'll be fun to see how that looks in competition. 2 of the guys I remember smashed me, but I didn't think they were that much better than me, but they were, they were able to beat me. And I felt like I wasn't there yet. So we'll see how things have changed. Yeah, man, we're a week away. I'm excited for the Open. I'm ready to just take another trip, get out of here, stop working, put my focus on, this bigger purpose, the reason I'm doing these fucking videos in the first place, right? We're leading up. And so, let's see, tomorrow's Friday. I mean, I work in the morning, so I got to train in the evening. I'm training at 5. I think my goal, today wasn't super challenging. The intensity, I didn't require a lot of intensity. We were kind of talking about this in the video, me and Eli, at the beginning of this, but I didn't put my body through too much. So hopefully tomorrow I'll feel a little bit more pep in my step than I usually do, because usually I go in and train every day and I feel it, I'm going to sleep with like today I woke up with the sorest lats. I had a bruise in my armpit. I feel that shit, and I'm having to do these longer warm-ups before practice just so I'd like make sure I'm not getting injured. But hopefully tomorrow, after working and like moving my body in the morning, I should be able to go to practice and feel pretty good tomorrow night. And Fridays are usually a good night to practice as far as like our turnout. So I'm excited for tomorrow, and I'm excited that you're watching this. Shout out to the Basement Athletics guy. He does videos, and he's been watching some of mine. He said that he left a comment saying that he got kind of pumped watching my videos to do local competition. So that's dope. Yeah, appreciate you watching. Enjoy this puppy.
Dog.